All right. So where were we? I think I put a potentially brief recap in the notes, which are buried. There we go. Over here. So it's a Saturday. It's July 16th, or Surmi, as it's said in the land of Astralanor, and Valanya is Friday. About 7:30 in the evening, everybody sought an audience with the Runekeeper and found him. Turns out the Runekeeper found somewhere in the bowels of Tensor University's um, City of Metz campus. He's a an old gold dragon. Old gold, as buddies call him. Uh, Party isn't sure how old. He was very large in size, so definitely not a young dragon. Um, who agreed to take on such an interesting case, such as theirs. They have all the runic brands um, on their bodies from the creepy skull thing that he said he felt was a demi-lich. Uh, and he said he could also likely help Aylar out, who's been poisoned or something's happened thanks to the campus Tensor University out in Bexley, which is sort of guns ablazing. Not as much oversight out there, and they've been. He said this was done intentionally, and he's going to try and figure all that out and help Aylar out as best he can. So he's examining Aylar. The party said go chill and come back, and I will see what I can research and find in order to aid you in the removal of these runic brands. And Caleb was like, what's up about Warforged? You've got this library here. Can I check out a book? And he allowed
Yeah.
Kalen to do so. And we can retcon too, or we can add later. Warren, would you prefer to retcon or prefer to wait? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, whatever. It's not a big deal. Just uh, Emil a little bit more, quietly and cautiously was interested in a couple of books as well, but was a little bit shy about asking about it straight away because he's not the bookish type.
Okay. Um, I'll leave it be then, and we'll see how that. We'll let you play it
Okay.
out if you want to. Okay. So Caitlin stayed behind to read. Everybody else headed back out up to the main level of the campus. The roomkeeper said, just name drop me, and you can have some accommodations here for the night. Um, Ormia went off to look into finding a scrying spell, I believe is what she was looking for. Um, or she spoke about it. She got some directions to a place where some wizards hang out that practice at. But I'll let you guys pick up on what the rest of you want to do.
I think I'm
So
going to go and have a look at our accommodation, if that's all right.
I'd imagine we're pretty tired and dusty from the road.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So everyone else breaks off to find their accommodations. The gentleman behind the desk, that again looks like Prince Charming from Shrek, uh, kindly directs everybody to where the rooms will be. Um, you find them all pretty quickly, and they're pretty adequate housing here. It's not noble level, but it's pretty fancy. Plenty of room in each dorm, essentially, and plenty of available rooms, so you can each have your own room. Should that be how you want to roll?
I don't want to share.
Nice.
I just want to be all alone, holed up in my room. Just leave me be.
Excellent. All right. So unless you guys want to have any other type of engagement, I'm gonna say that all of you get as much rest as you want, assuming a full night's rest.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Yep.
Okay. Sam goes to seek out the location where the scrying people are, and I just want to check quickly at what level scry is, because I felt like maybe it was third, and just want to see what type of access there would be to fifth level. Yeah. So she finds some people there. No one that feels they have the time or attention to write it down on any sort of scroll or make it castable by someone else or do the scrying themselves. It takes a lot of energy. They're still students. Um,
Ed is ready.
oh, nice. Thank you. And depending on when Sam gets here, she may be able to retcon something, but likely not, because I don't think they're really going to have any means to offer a fifth level spell. Hey, Ed.
Howdy.
You're welcome.
Hey.
Let me get you set up on the stream.
So I think Emil would probably be up early and would probably try and skulk around the grounds looking for a library.
Ah, okay. Nice.
Not asking for help, just
Mhm.
kind of walking confidently around, lost, looking for, books that he might be able to look into.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
that's probably the morning hijinks of what Emil will get into.
Nice. Um, you certainly find there's a couple of libraries, just like smaller libraries meant for a specific for reference for whatever they're learning in this particular wing over here and there. But you do find a central library that seems to have all sorts of books, even outside of the realm of strictly magic, but mostly magic.
Okay, I think Emil would walk confidently in there and start walking up and down the aisles, trying to pretend like he knows what he's doing, but just looking for, especially because he still has the runes from Aylar's skin, and he's probably pulling out the
Ah.
and trying to look for books, but not really like understanding what he's looking for. So he'd probably attract a few stares and stuff, and maybe eventually, if he's sufficiently frustrated, he might try and find somebody to ask for help. But it's kind of a comical thing. He's a little bit of he's a street urchin. He's a little bit of a fish out of water in a big library like this.
Okay, gotcha. That's great. Um, let's see. Now, the runes you do find, and it's actually in some of the more basic level spell books that you find there, and different texts that break down the very basics of spell casting. And you find again that some of these runes match. One of them matches to the runic symbol for power. Another one to fire. And this particular book covers all the basics needed to build spells, all the groundwork, and the basic formulae for that. Um, but that's all that really matches as far as the runes, power and fire, currently.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. Anybody else waking up yet?
Kaylin fell asleep reading her book, so I'm guessing whenever someone kind of walks through, she'll wake up and kind of slowly rise out of her unrestful slumber, I'm sure. But she's happy because she got to read. So
Oh, nice. And you did learn some.
yes.
Mostly when I sent in that doc. And
Mm-hmm.
again, there's a preface to it that says this is sort of, an amalgam of accounts from different people that's not all as reputable as, as the as some in there. some historians, some archaeologists, others that have are from the area. But it's a pretty decent, pretty comprehensive guide to the basics of Warforged.
She's super psyched.
Nice.
Really happy.
Doesn't cover as much about the war as she may have hoped. The
Yeah.
war itself, when they were what they were forged for,
Mhm.
but I'm sure that information could be found elsewhere.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and Emma's going to have her couple of hours of meditation, and she's also going to be up real early in the morning because she's kind of an early bird. And she's going to go ahead and head on over to the library too.
Ooh.
So, she's going to look up some druid stuff and figure out what to do, and because she's never been in a library this huge before. Like she's only known like really small libraries and stuff like that. So this is like a big deal for her. Slightly overwhelming, but she's gonna do some research on druid spells and everything and stuff that kind of goes a little bit beyond what her father taught her and everything. So
Awesome. Well, she finds, again, a good number of books covering the basics of what she's looking for. And really just about, I mean, I say you also find, it's not too hard to find this main library here, and there's just a boatload of info about a lot of topics. So.
yeah.
Sam is ready.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to sort that out. All right, let's see. Add Sam.
And Astrid is still winning the dice roll.
Ooh, nice.
No, sorry, Emersina is still winning.
Oh, right. Hey, Sam.
Hi, I'm alive.
Yay.
Sorry about that. Children, that's all I'm gonna say.
Go ahead and when you get a chance, Sam, go ahead and do the roll in chat.
Right.
The number to beat currently is 652 by M.
Okay, and it's just the maximum amount of d20s they let you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Ugh.
Oh!
Whoa!
You got it. Nice.
Nice. You are in the lead.
Let me get you on the stream here. All right. That is, so you've got it, Sam. You've got the D6 DM inspiration
Yay.
die for the stream. You went and saw the people, the scrying people, but none of them are they're in the class for that, but because it's a 5th level spell, none of them are really competent in casting it yet.
Right.
So, they kind of talk the game until you push them. And they're like, yeah, we can't do that.
Okay, I'm gonna ask if there's someone who can. But keep going with whatever you were doing.
Okay. Yep, just going around seeing what everyone has been up to. Everyone else has rested, and we're sort of morning time now. And Sam, as far as that, the teachers don't really let any of the students do it, and they don't typically do it. They don't know of anyone that would do it for money here. But some of them say, in the town I used to live in, wizards would sometimes sell their services. But they kind of warn, like, it's a 5th level spell, so it'd be pretty pricey.
Right.
But they can't recommend anyone here on campus, unfortunately.
Okay. It was a long shot anyways.
Okay, all right. So who else do we have here? Felix, did you get a good night's rest in your bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? What would you like to do in the morning? Oh, yep. Oh, there you are.
I don't know how much of this you can actually get since the, yeah?
I can see you now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can't see myself, so yeah, it's still okay. I'm gonna skip to someone else and come back to me. The microwave's just going right now, and my Wi-Fi is like pretty terrible.
Oh, gotcha. No worries. How about Astrid then?
Is there like, because you said there were gardens in the city, is there like one in the university campus?
A number of them.
Can I just go and just like climb a tree and hang out?
Absolutely. Yep. They have some really interesting. One of the gardens has a large grouping of trees. Nothing, from the continent of Calborum. Very unique, but they have a very nice scent to them, and they're sturdy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll go hang out in there.
Neat. You find just the right bow to one of the branches to chill in, like
Sweet.
chill. Let's see. All right, I think that's everybody. Unless you want Felix to do anything, but if not, if you just want him to sort of wake up, we can take it from there. Oh, and we lost you. Sorry, Ed.
Is it too late? Before we go anywhere, I would like to check into an item shop to see if they have any potions.
Oh, okay.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of. I mean, you're in the right place for that.
Yeah.
This
so
whole quarter has stuff like that. Yeah.
So Caitlin definitely voiced her opinion that she would like to stop in an item shop when she finds everyone, and we can all go, or whatever. Whoever needs to go.
Let me open up. So I think it's page like 150, maybe, or 250 of the player's handbook. But you can look for anything.
Right.
Are you looking for a healing potion or different types of potions?
Yes. Healing potion. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me just open that up.
Pretty sure it's in there.
That's like right here.
Potion. So it's 50 gold for a potion of healing. But here in this quarter, because there's so many produced here.
Dang, 50 gold?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're only 35 gold here. Sort of like 10% above cost. Here, it's pretty cheap.
We got like student discount.
Oh, you could, yeah. Sign up.
Well, I'll grab one then if they're only 35.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. So who's buying it? I'll put it in your inventory, and I'll let you take out the money.
I am going to be buying some. I know someone else said they were buying some as well.
Was that Ormia is buying one as well?
Yes.
Okay. So it's only 35 gold here, so you only have to take 35 out. And Kaylin, I'll let you take the 35 out too, unless of course if you've already done it. That's fine.
No, I haven't done it yet. I was just looking at the
Put a potion of healing in for
thing here, making sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see here. Trying to figure out what we got. I have 104 gold, so I'm going to buy 2 healing potions.
2, okay, all right. Let me get another one in there. What are you doing, desktop? There we go. All right, potion of healing up to 2.
So I'll take it out of my gold. That's good.
Okay.
70, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see if I've got
34.
Ed back. Hey, there you are, Ed, with a super green bar for signal now.
That's better. All right.
Someone shot the microwave.
Yeah. Table flip it. So Felix, do you have anything? Kaylin and Ormia went to shop for, and Emersina went to shop for some healing potions in town. They're only 35 gold here instead of 50 because they're in abundance here. But what would you like to do in the morning?
I'm broke, so I'm gonna. Can I explore the town a little bit, maybe? Check out some of the like places a little bit further from the city center.
Sure.
Just kind of walk around.
Do you backtrack the way you came, or continue in this counterclockwise circle back to where you started. Like you can complete the loop around the entire town, or you can sort of backtrack.
Oh, this is like that. This is a time like when you're in the mall and you realize that the place that you need to get to is on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I'll continue the circle.
Every time.
Okay.
Every
All the
time.
time. God, it never fails.
That's awesome. Okay, so you continue the circle. You see another exit through the wall that overlooks that slumish section of town, a couple hundred feet lower in elevation, almost outside of the city. There's another wall beyond it, but nothing like the walls that defend this grand center area.
Okay.
You see a lot more. The architecture sort of remains the same throughout. The marble and the beautiful sculptures and arches and pillars. It's amazing the level of work that goes into managing like the landscaping here too, because there's these gorgeous rivers that are pouring down from one tier to the next. Sometimes it's only like a couple feet, and it just turns into this huge, um, almost this amazing pattern in the river where there's just not arched, but semicircle waterfalls, one after the other, after the other, after the other.
That's cool.
For a couple hundred feet. But all the greenery along the sides of the river is like perfectly in perfect condition, trimmed. Everything looks pristine here. You see, again, a lot of very seemingly wealthy people dressed in fine clothes with certain colors, the dyes that are more expensive than the common ones. You don't really see many laborers or anything like that in the area. The layout of the city is pretty straightforward. Once you kind of make your way back to the beginning, it is sort of like a large outer circle. And then each platform to platform to platform, as the rivers wrap around, they've been purposely redirected. And with a large area in the middle that is gated, though. There's one center island that's all gated off.
And do we know what that is? Is that just the rich people area, residential?
You can see a number of the buildings, like way up above the already monstrous wall that guards the very center here. Even more impressive than the essentially palaces that are out here. So yeah, you get the distinct impression that's the people that feel that they're the cream of the crop here.
Those folk.
So remind me, are we waiting for something?
The Runekeeper said, "Go chill and take a break, and then while I do some research to see how I can help you remove these runic brands, and then come see me once you're rested. Come see me in the morning, basically."
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna take I don't know how much time we want to pass, but I'm just gonna say 30 minutes or an hour, probably an hour after we get into the library. Em's hungry, and she's gonna go get something to eat.
Nice.
So is there any place around here that I want to go walking down the street and find something to eat?
Okay. Well, let's see what you find. All right, so you're still in the Mage Quarter. That would be... All right, geez. So you find a shop that has, it's all about barbecue. It's a little different than any shop, any sort of restaurant you've been in, because there's these grates in the center of each stone table where people are seated and eating, but they're taking these different meats that are on plates before them and putting them over this heated grate in the center, cooking them themselves. There's different sauces that they're all dipping in. It's sort of seems fancy at first glance, but you can see the people sort of digging in and being sort of sloppy about it too. It looks pretty tasty. It smells delicious, very barbecuey.
And now I'm hungry.
Right?
You hear all the meat cooking on the
Man, oh, and I'm just sitting there like, God, that smells so good. So how much?
Well, someone comes up, hustles up immediately after you step in and take a good whiff of the air. Yes, may I help you, ma'am? Short, dwarven, looks like a late teen dwarf. May I help you, ma'am? Sort of looking up.
Yeah, hi. How much is it for one person to dine here?
Well, it's our breakfast run, which is a little less expensive than dinner, of course, or lunch. Um, you'd probably be looking at spending for the all-you-can-eat. It's a new gimmick we're trying. um, all you can eat. It's almost a buffet. I would say, let me check the prices because we're just starting this, and he kind of pulls out a menu, which is essentially a scroll that he, unravels, and he looks at that for a minute. Well, you're looking at about 2 silver, and it's all you can eat.
Okay. How many for, let's see, 6 people?
Well, it's 2 silver per person, so
Okay.
Pretty good deal. I would recommend trying the bacon if you haven't had that before. Really
How
good.
long does your breakfast service last?
Oh, and he sort of kind of leans out and looks through a window beyond you, like up at the sun. Well, I'd say probably another 3 hours or so, 3 or 4 hours. It's usually around 11 or so. We switch over to lunch.
Okay. I think I will be right back. Because I
Okay.
want to turn around and kind of find everybody, be like, hey, I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Well, I look forward to seeing you return, man.
Thank you for the information.
Absolutely. And he tucks the scroll back in the cabinet and zips off. And then you find, some of the other um, group, or you might run into Felix on the way to find everybody as he makes his returns.
Kaylin happily follows her to the buffet.
Heck yeah.
Felix is interested for sure.
Buffet.
You cut through one of the gardens to get back to Kaylin and all, and you see Astrid sort of chilling and resting up in one of the branches.
Hey,
Hey.
are you hungry?
Yes.
All right, well, we're about to go and get some food, so if you would like to join us, then...
Cool. I'm sitting on one of the branches, so I do like a flip round and then off.
Nice. And land it perfectly.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. We'll say you find everyone. Does anybody not want to go, or is everyone up for it? For the most part. Okay. So you head back.
Nothing like a bit of breakfast barbecue.
Yeah. And it really is, even as you're nearing the door, you can start to smell it. But when you walk into the restaurant itself, it just fills your nostrils. Like, if you and your characters like meat, barbecue meat, then you're like, and it ends up, it's 2 silver per person, and you can all get your fill. You find they seat the whole party, and it's all you can eat. They just keep bringing it and bringing it and bringing it until you guys are full.
Most important question, Dan.
So try not to get sick.
Do they have cornbread?
You know what? If it's higher than 10, then Astralanor has cornbread. Oh my gosh, it's a 9. Nope.
Oh,
No.
But you've been
no.
thinking about that. You're like,
Okay.
I wonder what would happen if I just, use some cornmeal. And the ingredients are there. No one's just,
Yeah.
no one's put it
do you know
together.
how to cook?
Yeah, I just need to get some cooking tools. This might happen, guys.
Yeah. Kaylin definitely eats up. She starts out with a little bit, because she's used to living with elves where they don't eat that much, if anything. So she starts with a little bit, then she finishes that, looks around, and then goes back and gets some more and just fills a whole plate up and just starts
Nice.
shoveling.
Nice.
Awesome. more and more and more, and they really do. At one
And
point,
she
oh, okay.
looks delighted.
Nice. The waiter at one point sort of comes out almost not with an exhausted look, but sort of like, uh, really? There's still more? Like, maybe
It's
this
like,
isn't the best.
dang,
Yeah.
you're packing it in.
That's great. So everyone has full bellies. It's, let's see, you were up early and did the library. Let's say it's about 10 o'clock, just a little after 10 in the morning now. Um, Safely enough time for the Runekeeper to be ready for you. But do whatever you guys want, of course. That's just so you know.
I'll follow when everyone else is ready.
Oh, I'm good.
Well, I want to know what this thing is on my butt, so let's get going.
Yeah. I grab a handful of food as I head towards the door.
Nice.
Take out.
A little piece drops off on the floor here or there, but it's, you don't notice. You just keep walking like, nom, 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 nom. Nice. You make your way back through town, and by the time you reach the campus, you've eaten all the meat. Uh, Unless you wanted to pack it up in a backpack with it.
No,
Nice.
sorry. She's done. She's done.
Awesome.
She's satisfied.
All right, and you find your way back in. That same that woman's there, and hi, you've returned. How may I help you today?
We're here to see the Runekeeper.
We're back.
Yeah, same as yesterday.
It's us again.
Very well. You know where the elevator is. You're free to go. And she kind of just turns to go back about her business.
Emil just gives her a look, just not impressed.
She catches it, does a double take, and goes back. Yeah.
Are there any writing utensils on her desk?
There are.
Ooh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. There's
Can
a
I
number
try to
of
swipe one?
Absolutely. Yeah, but she takes that double take with Emil, and continues to move on with a power walk. You're just like, sorry. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you do any kind of a check. She's like, ooh, because Emil's like, seriously. So you swipe it, no problem. And you head over to the elevator. Once again, opens up, door closes, it immediately reopens, and you are down in facing this, 100-foot hallway again, down to the chamber of the Runekeeper.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's not if the Runekeeper is in human or dragon form, anyone?
Yeah.
Kaylin
leads everyone down the hall. I'll
Okay.
just start with that.
All right, you guys make your way down the hall and enter once again. Even though you've been here before, it is still a little bit, for those that have eyes of wonderment, still a little bit awestruck by stepping into this massive space, the library. There's a big gyroscope in the center that is essentially a globe of Astralanor. And it has etchings and markings on the rear half of it, like it's not a definitive map, but more like questions, like sorting out the cartography of it.
Like the dark side of the moon.
Because no one from this whole section of that the map that I've shown you, this is essentially like a 1/4 of Astralanor. It's half the planet and only the northern hemisphere. No one travels outside of that because there's a bunch of serious hazards. Yeah. So you return and you find, let me pull up my notes, you find the Runekeeper in human form. Ren is laying over Ayler, who's now on a very comfortable bedroll. And Ren is sort of resting his eyes, but sitting on his butt with his knees up and his arms up on his knees, trying to catch some rest. Ayler still has, the dark rot-like stuff on his hands, up his hands and up towards his wrist. He looks a little bit better, but clearly still very ill. Where are we? Okay. So, the Runekeeper is just nose deep in his books right now. He's got a couple floating, and he's, looking at this one, looking at that one, tapping fingers.
Kaylin steps up and is like, "Excuse me? Excuse us?"
Yes, yes.
Hi.
Ah, you've returned.
Yes.
It's a good book for this, too. Magicians.
Is the magician reading the magicians?
I'm so glad to see that you returned. How was your rest after your long journey here?
It was much needed. Thank you for the suggestion.
It was good. It's a lovely place you have here.
Thank you. It is a rather comfortable abode. Well, he closes the book, sets it down, has the others float down to the table. I have unraveled some of the mysteries of these runic brands. Truthfully, I felt this would be much easier, but someone with great arcane knowledge will these. He kind of looks over at the glass cake jar that has the demi-lich skull sealed inside. Here is what I have discovered. While your brands appear different, they do in fact all hold the same set of micro runes that put together form this elaborate runic brand. I have deciphered some of the runes. Those at the base are retribution and death, which you guys already knew. In fact, you had the death was more like total erasure instead of death. There's a rune of naming, a rune of binding, a rune of dark magic, a rune of sacrifice, a rune of torture, and a rune of immortality. That I have yet to puzzle out. The reason each of your runic...
Can you say that again, what they all were?
Oh, yep.
There was death, naming.
Death, like as in complete erasure. Retribution. Those are the two base ones. A rune of naming.
Okay.
A rune of binding. A rune of dark magic.
Okay.
A rune of sacrifice.
Okay.
A rune of torture.
Missed that one first time around.
And lastly, a rune of immortality.
Mysterious.
All the good
Thank you.
ones.
No problem. The reason each of your runic brands look different is very interesting. Forgive me, please, but it is very interesting. They are all layered with a slightly different rotation and compounded, and he sort of draws the runic symbols up into the air and separates them as different circular runes that are encircled with the black ink. And so he shows that they're the same, and he sort of twists them to each person. He has a couple sets, twists them to show that they're all like set off by so many degrees from person to person to person, and they're layered differently. And then he compounds them all, in the air, so you see, your respective runic brands, the finished product. Now, The interesting part is that the layering and rotation of these individual runes are different for a reason. They're altered in a manner that acts like a clock, or more accurately, a timer. Each one further empowers the next person's brand in this endless loop of power. These are set to activate, and fairly soon.
Soon.
Oh, I hope mine activates at immortality.
So it's almost like a clock.
Yes.
Beth caught just what she wanted to hear out of that description.
Oh, that is so great.
Based on my calculations, whomever was branded first is the first one to suffer the fate of this brand. The time between the initial branding and the first activation will be halved for the next person, then halved again for the person after that.
Is there a way to know when it's activated?
I can tell that it will be in the near future, likely within weeks for the first brand. However, I believe I've found, and he reaches his hand out and draws this really huge book, like 3 feet tall. And the cover is, 2.5 feet wide, and he sets it down, floats it down to the table in front of him, and opens it up, flipping all the pages. There is an item that has the power to undo a curse such as this. For lack of a better term, I'll call it a curse. It is a shard of great power pulled from the realm of the gods. The shard is housed within the Den of Consequence.
That sounds lovely.
It's about...
Not the Den of Cupcakes.
Indeed.
The Den of Consequence.
Yeah, they're next
It's
door to
like
each other.
we have to suffer something like. Are we all going to die after the time is up?
I fear that what awaits is worse than death, based on the runes. The Den of Consequence is a labyrinth of sorts, a place where you must face challenges
Even better.
of a unique nature to reach a shard. The shard was not placed within the Den of Consequence. The Den of Consequence was built around the shard to make sure those that should not have it would not have access to it.
Oh.
You seem like a band of good, capable adventurers. I can open a portal and give you passage to the Den of Consequence.
Is there a way out?
Fair
Once,
question.
should you retrieve the shard, the Den of Consequence will essentially spit you back out here.
Ew.
It's built on the principle of Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion, with many more safeguards and many more spells built in to protect the shard.
It's like a
What about
magic house or something.
Ayler? Is this gonna help him?
I have high hopes still for Ayler. There are a couple of issues with the normal course of treatment for Ayler. Without knowing exactly what was done, it's proving more difficult than I thought. I've sent someone to the Bexley campus to get answers so that I can treat this young boy. But I do remain hopeful. I feel like if I can just crack the next problem or two that I'm facing, I should have him back to a healthy status.
If we get the shard, will it completely help him too? As it's
It could. I believe that his affliction could be cleansed by this. Yes.
Has anyone ever retrieved the shard before?
Not in recorded history, but not many have sought it either.
Can I make a history check just to figure out if I know anything about this shard?
Okay. Absolutely.
What are the moral consequences of bringing the shard back into the world? I mean, if it was hidden away, it must have been hid away for a good reason.
There is much power to this crystal shard. It,
Was it basically hidden to keep it from falling into the wrong hands?
yes, its power can be reversed. And so, while its use for good is to heal, its use for evil is to inflict pain, curses, and the like. If you return it and use it, I, while I have not seen or handled the crystal shard myself, I do believe I have the arcane means to place it back in the pocket space, pocket dimension, and reinstitute a den of consequence.
Do we know what kind of challenges will be awaiting us in the den of consequences?
Dun, dun, dun.
There is not much written. I simply know that there it is catered to the individual or the individuals that seek the crystal shard. There may be natural obstacles to overcome. It may be battles and creatures to defeat. It
so is it like if a group of people go in there, they see the same thing, or do they see different things individually?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. There isn't enough written. In fact, I would greatly appreciate a verbal account of what you find, should you choose to
If
pursue
we
this.
survive.
We will. Certainly.
Yay! This is so much fun.
I got a history of 22 down.
Okay. Um, this is a fairly obscure thing anyway, but you have heard there are some old tales that you've heard as a noble, the the best reading for you. So as a child, there were some tales about different wars between deities and a crystal a large crystal of great power that the deities use to influence the prime material plane, the reality of the prime material plane. Just this immense power to shape the world. And a shard was broken um, off of it. And it fell to the prime material plane. And it's essentially there's like a cautionary tale that it then works into, like don't abuse power. With great power
Right.
comes great responsibility. Uh,
Standard.
So I'm kind of picturing something like the Triforce.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Honestly, think of the Dark Crystal if you've seen the Dark Crystal, because that's sort of where that comes from. Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'll
Then
take your
the
word for it.
Triforce.
Pretty
Yeah.
much
A chunk of the Triforce then.
Okay. All right.
This is probably a really stupid thing because I'm 99% sure he's telling the truth, but can I just do an insight check just because?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very accurate. I feel like that's
Do it.
definitely. Ooh, nice. Yeah, he's being honest about it. That's what he knows, and it doesn't seem like he's hiding anything.
Cool.
All right.
Do you wish to proceed?
Like right now?
Can we
Can I go get a health potion?
take a few minutes to discuss the situation and our
Absolutely.
decision? Okay.
Please.
Excellent. We'll be right back. We're going to go, I'm guessing, to get some health potions and to discuss this. And we'll be right back.
Okay.
Start running out of the room.
I'll retcon that for you, Em, since you were sort of out there with them. And I'll put that in your inventory. You want one?
Yeah, just one. You said it was 35, right?
35. Yep.
Okay. Oops.
I'll put it in your inventory now.
I just doubled my money by accident.
Woohoo! Nice.
Yay! I got a return.
Nice.
Let's see.
Potion of healing.
Okay.
All right. So, anyone else need to buy anything before we discuss?
No, I'm good.
And let's all step aside and we're discussing. Anyone not want to go? Anyone think it's a bad idea?
I mean, I don't think anybody wants to go.
Do we?
I don't think we really have a choice.
Yeah, I feel like that rune of immortality, it may instead be everlasting. So, everlasting torture, suffering, pain, that sort of thing. That's my thought. So, although this den doesn't sound very pleasant, if there's a chance that we can heal ourselves, I would go for it.
I feel like we're gonna get screwed if we go, screwed if we don't. Might as well get screwed by your own choosing.
Right?
Yeah.
On a side note, do we remember who got branded first?
I'm thinking it was Sarah.
Yeah, I think it was
Sarah's
right on.
character.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds right.
Because I think I remember her reacting to it the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying, I think it's the person who wasn't here. I really honestly do. I remember her being like right up
It was
against
definitely
You're
the
gonna throw
first
him under the bus.
Here.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
No, Emil is this sounds like an exciting adventure he's in. Like he's not even thinking about the oh no, just
He's
hey,
ready to
that sounds
go.
like fun.
Nice.
He's ready to go.
Live while you can, right?
Somewhere new, but
Yeah.
sounds like a
I
cool
think-
place to visit.
Yeah.
Man, Emil is a different person after we got out of that town.
Emil wanted to go anywhere in the world that wasn't Ren, and now he's getting to go somewhere else in the world that isn't Ren.
Yes.
Oh, right. Dan, with my history check, would I know, like, who the supposed creator of this den of happy joy places is?
No. The
No.
den itself wasn't mentioned in the in the nursery rhyme. It was more focused on the crystal itself.
I wouldn't be shocked if it was dragons, based on who's telling us the story. Just a guess.
Voice. Yeah. Kaylin is a little nervous about going, but she's ready.
Got a bad feeling about this, but I mean, he's laughing at me.
Nice.
Caitlin really wants to go to the Den of Warforged.
Yeah, that'd be preferable.
We're gonna have to fight Warforged.
Maybe we'll see one down there. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can like turn one on our side.
Exactly. Kaylee will try to work that out. Calm down. We're friends.
I mean, we gotta go, right? We can't just be like, no, and then the campaign ends like in a week's time when we all die.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, we have to go for ourselves, but if we can help Ayler, that's pretty important too.
Yeah.
Do we want to live?
Is he looking worse or like stabilized since he got home?
He looks stable now, but still like really in the crapper.
So like, how fast is it spreading?
It doesn't look like it spread too much from the last time you saw. I mean, it's up near his wrist now, but that's been like a couple weeks on the road. From when you first saw it on his hands. It was just on his fingers, and now it's up to his wrist after like 2 weeks. So.
Could I ask the Runekeeper? Oh, sorry. Do you want to go?
Oh, no, you're good. I was just saying, oh.
Okay.
You're good.
Can I ask the Runekeeper if he knows how, like, does he know how time works in this Den of Consequence? Like, is it the same as our time, or?
Yeah, you go back and ask him, and he says, I'm unsure. I know that it's a pocket dimension, so it may vary in time from the prime material, but it can't be by that much. Half an hour at the most.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we didn't go in and then like come out like 3 years later.
It's a valid concern.
Don't give him ideas.
That's the Fae.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the Fae.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we head out, I want to write a letter to my family and tell them where I'm going at least.
Okay.
Because that's slightly important to me.
Absolutely. Are you gonna post it on?
Yeah, I'll find the
Facebook.
Yes.
Nice.
The what are their names?
I should have named. I should have named that courier service Facebook. That is so fantastic. Actually.
The night cloaks.
That's great.
I'll go find the. Yeah, I'll go post it for the night cloaks before we head back into the dragon.
Okay. You post like the incognito message, and
I want speed. Is there a response for me from my first letter?
Well, there is a courier that you post that, and you're on your way back, and already a courier has responded and asked for payment and the letter.
Right.
And when you inquire, he responds, I haven't been assigned with anything, but I will update your whereabouts.
Okay, thank you. How much was that again?
I'll have to get it to you after. I don't
It's
have
like
it up.
it's certain gold.
Yeah. I've got it in my notes somewhere. I'll check in a bit.
Right. Okay. So that's what I wanted.
Neat. It's my eager face.
Yeah, for sure. You're a little
Oh, God. Don't trust that face ever.
All right. Well, I'm ready to go. And everyone else is to go back.
Yeah.
And
As ready as I'll ever be.
see we're ready.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So Caleb leads the way as we walk back into the room and approaches the Runekeeper.
Okay. You have decided.
Yes, we have decided that we are going to go.
Very well. This way, please. He sort of turns. It has more of a glide than a walk. Back towards outside of all the different rings of library bookshelves. And towards the back area, there's, again, the room is circular and the outer wall is circular, but there's cool doors that have that same sort of bend to them. And he opens those inward into the next room. And in there is it's a modest sized room, nothing like the room you just came from, but it has a lot of arcane doodads on different tables and shelves around, and against the back wall is this just stone arch with a bunch of light blue runes etched in, and it's some other type of light blue stone that's inlaid in the runic etchings. And he stands before it and starts an incantation for a spell. And some of the runes activate here, there, until the whole thing starts to get a hum to it, that arcane hum. And it lights up, and little streaks of bright blue light fire from one rune across the center of this arch to another rune on the other side, and back and forth, sort of like a laser show for a minute, until they widen out and become just this wall of light blue. And he finishes the spell, and you can see he's actually a little bit worn out from it, just to give you sort of the gravity of the spell, of how difficult it is to cast this to this plane. And takes a moment, backs up. The way is open. Keep your wits about you, and be safe on your journey.
Thank you very much. We definitely appreciate all the help that you've given us so far.
Yes, thank you.
Hope to see you again soon.
Kaylin kind of hangs back and is like, and looks at the Runekeeper and is like, I don't guess there's any way I'm getting my skull back, is there?
I would not advise it.
I don't think we want that thing near the Shard of Power.
I mean, we want the rubies.
We
Let's
can
be
deactivate it.
It
I
is
just
yours.
like having.
And should you
Well-
want it back, I will honor that.
Not if it's a bad idea. Then we can keep it here for safekeeping purposes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for letting me read the book as well. I definitely very grateful for that.
Indeed. Gives a little bit of a head bow to you as a fellow sage.
Yes. All right. I follow in.
I'll draw my rapier and go through the portal.
Okay.
I want to hold on to Kaylin's shoulders are going because I'm not happy about doing this at all.
Kaylin.
Nice. Okay. Y'all pour through, unless anyone wants to stay behind. But it sounds like everyone's on board.
Last chance.
I'm out.
That would be amazing. You just got one person on holiday.
Just kind of
and the rest of you
fade
guys.
Nice.
back.
See ya.
There needs
Good
to be
luck.
one of us to tell the tale.
Excellent. So as you approach this gateway, there's this arid feel to the air, like all the moisture's been being sapped out of it as you get within a few feet of it. There's also a chill from this arcane energy, and it feels like a gravitational force pulling you a little bit as you approach. And you have to walk through this blue arcane energy, and it almost gives you a rush, like an adrenaline rush. It coats your face and feels for a moment like a gel, like it has some elasticity to it, but then it becomes this refreshing, invigorating, almost like a misty breeze as you step through. And you feel this like you're moving at 1,000 miles an hour suddenly as you push through, and then you feel that speed slow down, and everything shifts from this bright light blue down to a dark blue down to a black as you slow down, and as vision returns to everybody, and I open up my notes again. All right. Stop doing that, Facebook. Okay. So let me share out Photoshop. That's what I meant. The first image that you see, you arrive in a bedroom.
I'm so excited.
It seems to be a bedroom, but the architecture isn't like anything you've seen, and even the view out of an open door area in the back that is essentially a balcony outside that overlooks this grand city. Huge arcane sigils, arcane devices. You have no idea even what they're used for. It's not common at all. You've never seen, none of you have seen anything like this.
Does it look like a mirror from where we were?
No, this looks like an entirely new location. There's a grand bed with very comfortable pillows and blankets, a large treasure chest of some sort, so it appears to be. Some unknown device, again, another arcane device off to the left of the room that looks sort of like a small turbine. This elaborate, it's essentially a fish tank with all the squid carved out of the corners. Like there's the wooden corners and stand to it on this huge stone slab. And I'm gonna just share out this image here.
Does everything look super old? Oh,
Yeah, it looks clean, pristine.
Oh,
And let me get this other thing
It
up
is
here so I
pretty
can
here.
share it.
Fancy.
Alright, I need to
Yeah.
do this. Yes, it's fancy. It's on maps.
oh my God! Look at the name of it. That's hilarious.
Emracina bedroom. Something clicks for you, Emracina. Oh, come on, Fantasy Ground. I know, that's okay.
Whoa.
Fantasy Ground's gonna quit. my
I've ever heard.
Fantasy Grounds quit, so this might just kick everyone out here. It might not. I don't know if these are separate processes. It was my player's Fantasy Ground. Okay, I've got to reopen it. I'm sorry, chat.
Just give me a heart attack, why don't you? Jeez.
It popped up like Fantasy Grounds has stopped working. I'm like, oh,
No.
don't you do it, Fantasy Grounds. All right. Anyway, you guys can see it, so I'll continue on with our story. And I'm sorry, chat. We'll just have to catch up. Okay, so you see this. There's two beds in the room. You can't see, the whole thing in the picture. There's two beds, children's toys laying about as well. A crib. One's a crib, one's a bed. You feel drawn to the crib, Emracina. And inside, you see very cozy, breathable blankets, because it looks like it's fairly warm wherever this is. It feels warm, and it looks not like a desert outside, but a moderately dry, warm place. So there's little breathable blankets inside, and a cute little pillow, and this little stuffed owlbear in the crib. And around the, draped over the neck of the owlbear is this beautiful silver necklace. And on the back it has, that's flipped over, there's this ornate symbol on it. And this, you recognize it, as...
Does it match the one that I have?
Yep, the very same one you're wearing around your neck. A woman enters the room, and you're all... There's
I'm gonna
almost...
hide it in my pocket.
Nice snatch. You can interact. You can pick it up and you place it in your pocket.
Caitlin notices she places it in her pocket.
Nice. um, there's almost a dream state feel, like a lucid dream state, um, where it's not entirely consciousness. There's a little bit of, well, some of this doesn't make sense, but it just makes sense because of the dream state. It's like, yeah, it's a dream. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Um, a woman enters, a female, appears to have an elvish figure. Again, you can't quite, it's not like looking clearly at a person right in front of you. It's a dream state, so you're sort of piecing together what the dream is allowing you to perceive. So it's a woman, elvish figure, long hair intermeshed with feathers, and massive wings on her back, like a white owl's wings, tucked in behind her back. And if Fantasy Grounds ever loads this other one, I will share an image for that. I think I can just cheat and do it this way. Alright, you see.
I have a lot of questions.
Nice. You see. Boop. There we go. Alright, Fantasy Grounds, where are you at? Oh, there we go. Thank goodness it finally loaded.
Ooh.
This is the woman that enters the room, and I swear I will catch up on the rest of it here in a moment. Alright, Fantasy Grounds, whatever. She has, in each hand, she has a toddler in one hand, and this adorable little tiny baby in the other, cuddled, almost football style, but not so rough, under the other hand. As she walks in with the two of them, she sets the toddler down, and he scurries up onto the bed, and she gingerly lays the baby down in the crib and pulls up the blankies and gives a little coo 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 on the baby's lips, and gives them each a kiss, and then turns and I love you, and gives a little kissy blow, and walks out of the room. And as she turns to do so, another woman walks in and gives her like a nod, and sits down in a rocking chair between the crib and the bed. And she begins to read the children a story. And this woman you recognize as your mother. I desperately try and get.
Are we all seeing this, Dan, or it's just Emersina?
Everybody's seeing it.
Okay, all right.
So I'm not going crazy.
I feel like in the next 30 seconds, Emil's gonna flip out, but he's maybe a little too stunned to just yet.
Yeah, Caitlin's just standing back, just like arms crossed, just like.
Like you guys are going into terrible danger, and you cross the threshold, and this.
Yeah, right.
Can I reach out and touch something? How does it feel? Just like I'll touch like the wall.
Okay.
How does it feel?
You feel some resistance. You don't have the full sensation that you normally would. It again is sort of an immersion in like a dreamlike state. So you feel all there's resistance, like you can't pass through it, but you don't have the same texture, that's very crisp texture that you have when you're awake.
Okay.
I'm going to start to walk a little bit closer to it to kind of see all the little details. But in the back of my head, I'm wondering if all of this disappears, will the necklace disappear too in my pocket?
All right.
Because if it's a vision, because I picked it up and I put it in my pocket, so it's just like, will that disappear too?
Yeah.
And that kind of freaks me out.
Neat.
I'm still holding onto Caitlin's shoulder. Just like,
Awesome.
What story is she reading?
You can't quite make out the words, and again, it sort of makes sense to you, because
Is it in common or is it in Elvish?
You almost can't make it. It's almost like a garbled
Dreams.
sound.
Wah,
Mhm.
wah, wah, wah,
Oh,
wah,
okay.
Yeah.
wah, wah, wah.
Charlie Brown's parents.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mwah, 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 mwah.
That was awesome.
Can I
It's really
can I
accurate.
go look at the book? Just kind of like look over her shoulder, see if I can.
Yeah. You walk around, and it's sort of an odd mixture of letters jumbled about.
Can I do like I don't know what sort of checks this would be. I guess Arcana check to see if I can like figure out a way to clarify or solidify anything, or to see if there's a way out of this. Kind of like
Yeah, go ahead.
see if there's a spell or like a weak point or something. Arcana.
I think about now. Emil's gonna kind of shake his head a couple times and
Yeah.
and say are like danger, but not like we're absolutely in danger. But like, are we in danger? What's
And-
I'm just gonna stand shocked in like I'm just standing still and just staring at everything. But I want to get closer and be like starting to reach out and touch things. But it's just
Okay.
like, what is going on? Because it kind of freaks me out.
Just-
Like I kind of like, what? Are you real? Is this real?
She's also reading the magicians. Nice. Ormia, I mean, you sense the magic. You don't feel any weak points to it. It just seems to be, this is how this pocket plane works. And M, as you approach, from that garbled, she's rocking back and forth with a garbled.
Help.
It's so good to see you, Em.
I'm gonna take a step back and I'm like, you can see me?
She closes the book and sets it down. You've grown to be quite an amazing individual. Yes, I can see you.
I have Stranger Things stuck in my head right now.
Nice. There were
There
so many things I wished I'd told you. Things your father and I never said. But here, in this place, I can finally share them with you.
do we all hear this as well, or just
You guys hear this crystal clear.
Is it like she's talking with her mouth, or is it like we're talking like brainwaves? Like,
No, she's using her mouth for this part.
okay,
Just normal speech.
I watch way too many strange movies.
That's awesome.
Where is my brother?
This it's not a simple thing to answer. This place has the power to alter reality. It can reveal many hidden mysteries and fulfill any promises that it makes. But these things always come at a price.
Den of consequence?
Here,
Emil remembers that and speaks it out loud. Like,
awesome.
Shut up! I don't want to hear that.
But here, you'll always be told what the cost is up front. I know that you are seeking the shard at the very center of this place. But I can offer you something better. I can share a secret, a link to your past, and where you're truly from.
That's not fair. Oh,
I wished I told you in life, but I'm glad I had the chance now. The cost is that in return, you must give up your aid in getting this shard. Just you. You may travel with your friends here, defend yourself and them, and any other you deem worthy, but you must voluntarily give up your offer and ability to aid. A minor cost. Your friends look very capable, but your choice to make.
No.
Very well. You know I'll support you. I'm so sorry. And she sort of, the scene before you almost like shrinks and fades to black. And it's really, really super quiet. A silence that's unnerving. Not a single sound anywhere, like just an absence of everything. Until you hear a hammer strike. Ka-ching! Ka-ching! Ka-ching!
I just draw my bow. I'm just like, forget this.
That's awesome. I'm ready.
I think I know what that is.
And a new scene emerges. An armory. You get the smells of the coals burning and hides tanning of an armor. Delicious. Not so much for anyone else. Yeah. Nice. Ormia, there's a sense of nostalgia to the smell, of course. Off to the side, you see on these wooden stands for armor, there's 4 sets of armor. You recognize them as the 4 sets of armor, for one for you and then for your 3 brothers. And sitting in the corner, almost set up as a presentation, is your father's armor, the one that was stolen. Your father stands beside an anvil in the back, having paused his work to talk with someone. You can't make out the conversation, quickly finishes, and the other figure storms away from your father as your father returns to work, and over toward you. It's Yaris. And that's where we're going to take our break, because it's 11:36. Sweet.
Dan, you're
I'm
a
the
cruel
worst.
man. You're a cruel,
I'm so
cruel
sorry.
man.
Okay, we're not done for the evening. It's okay. It's just a break.
There's still time. There's still time.
just a break.
Nice. All right. So for anyone watching
I'm
that doesn't
shaking.
know,
I'm shaking.
we take a quick, like a 5 to 8 minute break or so, and but we keep streaming, and we'll be back once we're all set. So we'll catch y'all in like 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
See you then.
I wish I had cheesecake.
Oh, that sounds delicious. All right, let's see.
You're a mean man, Dan.
I really am. I know, I feel terrible. Like, I want it to be exciting, and then I do things like that. Like, no, it's kind of mean. I was.
It's just a dagger right to the heart, just a little twist,
Let's see. I'm missing that person's thing. Ah, there it is. No, that's right. Good. I'm going to actually be here for the break because I need to fix this other picture before we stream it.
I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. Enjoy. Alright. Come on, Photoshop, do your thing. There we go. Much coffee? I'm almost down.
It's really fun hearing you talking to yourself.
It's
Dan.
so bad. Yeah, sorry. And what's this? And who's that? Well, I just narrate. I don't know.
I was just sitting here and had my camera and my mic off, and then you're left alone, and you're just having a good time. Do I need coffee? No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Definitely an extrovert because
Secret is the exact same thing.
This is all set. Gotta get their thing set.
Water? No, you're good, Stephanie. You're fine. Yeah, let me go and get some more water.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Love it. All right. I'm so excited.
I bet you are, you maniac.
Wanted to find some fun ways to approach some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so it's not all battle for you guys.
Yeah.
But not without battle either. I got issues. Alright, that's all set. And who comes up at... Oh! Alright. Oh, I think I have that.
Hi. For real. Try to control yourself.
This is me controlling myself. If I let it go, it's just trouble. Alright, let's see. Wish I had more time to get some of this stuff set. I had the whole week. It's like, 'cause I really can't say that. I was honestly working on it throughout the week. Just I should have spent a little more time on getting the finer
It
details.
doesn't matter if you have the whole week. There's still not enough time.
Right? Yeah. It really isn't. All right, let's do.
I had to go get some munchies.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, what'd you get?
Pretzels.
Ooh, nice.
No barbecue? Just kidding.
Right? That'd be a little too messy, though.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, man. I almost wish I said, like, no, you're not my mother. Like, she wouldn't have said that to me. I'm screwing with my head.
I'm sorry. But not really.
You're
'cause
not
it's fun.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
This may seem a really weird thing to ask. What is cornbread?
Oh my god, what?
We don't have that over here.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna send some links in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bread made with cornmeal, so it has like a somewhat gritty texture depending on how you prepare it. It's comes out all cool and yellow, obviously from all the cornmeal, and it has a bit of a salty, flavor profile to it too. You can make cornbread where you actually put corn in it, but I think it's just corn maybe because of the cornmeal normally.
Okay.
You just butter it, and it's I think maybe bigger in the south than it is in the north. I mean, I had it growing up in the north, but it seems to be really a lot bigger down
It's
here.
really big in the south. It's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is it like an actual bread, or is it just like a side?
Oh no, it's usually done in like a casserole pan or a baking pan, and
Okay.
it's shallow. It's usually like half an inch
okay.
tall. That's it.
I like mine thicker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. I like it when it's fluffy and a little bigger than that. And I like it with
So
corn in it.
good.
Cool.
There's a restaurant locally that actually takes like cornbread crumble
Mhm.
and uses it instead of croutons in their salad, and it's delicious.
That sounds good. Ugh, I really do need to get up. All right, I'll finish this when I get back. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be fast.
Sounds good.
Ooh, that's a cool picture you sent. Hmm.
Oops. Cornbread. Oh gosh, making me crave cornbread now. I haven't had it in. Can't remember the last time I had cornbread.
Never liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Some people like to put like a lot of sugar or something in it. Just depends.
I'm gonna have to find a place near me that does it so I can try it.
So are you all daylight savings timed on a different time this week?
Yeah, it is currently 3:45 in the morning.
Okay.
I'm an hour behind what I normally am.
Okay, I think we transition tomorrow, so.
Okay. I completely forgot about it. Ed hadn't said. I was just like rocked up an hour later and like, hey guys.
Oh, right, the time change. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad Ed mentioned it. I didn't even think of that. Oh, nice, Neviklink. Pineapple cornbread. I've never had that. I'll have to look into
That's. How did that taste? I have never heard of pineapple cornbread.
So, is it sweet or savory?
Yeah, right? It interesting combination.
that. Do you also like Hawaiian pizza, Neviklink?
Mm. Hawaiian cornbread pizza.
Oh, the no. Oh, right, that room. Okay. Whee! Alright, let me just pull up and see who's here. Probably everybody but me. Okay, no good. I've got a minute. Got a hot minute. Sweet.
So I assume Em was pretty upset with what just happened.
I'm pissed. Emma's pretty pissed.
I think
And
Emil.
sad.
I think Emil would kind of walk over behind her and like put a hand on her shoulder or something. Kind of, not really sure how, but sensing she maybe needs some reassuring.
I appreciate it. Dan is so cruel.
I am so sorry.
Well, I mean, and then at another point I was thinking, oh hey, I got mine out of the way, so it's just like,
Like,
mine's
rip the
done and
Band-Aid
over with
off.
so far.
I think someone needs a hug.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
That's
Well played.
perfect.
Yeah. It's so fitting. That's great.
To be fair, whenever I hear that though, I always think of Donkey and Shrek and he's like, oh, I think I need a hug.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Nice.
so I'm super excited to relive my fake childhood trauma.
Yay.
That's my whole childhood. We could be here a while.
3 hours later, we're still in like a Mills dream. Like, this dude has issues.
What's going on? Yeah.
Oh, dramatic. Oh, but fun. Yay.
Nice. Oh,
We'll
that's
still be extra traumatized together.
Yep.
yeah.
Just by the time we get to the show, we're just like,
Ugly crying.
yeah.
Just crawling up to it.
I don't even want this thing.
You're such a
Suck
pain in the
shark.
butt.
Yeah.
Good times. Too
Yeah.
soon?
Never. Oh, this will work.
Never add you to a party again.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm just wondering whether like your dream mom was just lying to you, and whether it's just its way of like doesn't want us to get to the shard, like it's just screwing with us.
Yeah, like messing with our
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think that's. Oh, right, but Rhineman isn't here. Ooh, that's gonna be.
Hey Dan,
Yeah.
how do you feel about people posting links in the chat because somebody's Neb is wanting to?
Oh.
But I didn't know if you had any rules about certain links and stuff. Obviously, no
this link is
NSFW or anything, but
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, as long as it's. Yeah, as long as it's not. What's the word I want to use here? As long as it's appropriate. You know, like, would I share this with
not
my
grotesque.
mom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Then yeah, that's.
And it's not
totally fine.
Rickroll, then.
Yeah, please. Awesome. Yeah, go for it, Nevigling. I mean, plus the thing is, you know, you're active in chat. You seem really cool. You've tried fun exotic foods like pineapple cornbread, so it's cool. Like if it's someone you know like you that you're active in chat.
You are so
especially
brave
if
for
you're,
trying that.
I know, right? Ooh, pineapple on it. I don't know. I'm trying to picture the taste, but of course I just ate some grapes, so that's not helping.
You
It's
slap.
about
Oh my
dogs.
gosh.
Aw.
That's like something Kaylin would do.
That's perfect.
All right. Oh,
You
good. We've
slapped
got
the
everyone
dog.
back.
Yeah, I'm stress baking Dan.
Ah.
I had to make myself a cookie in a mug.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yummy.
That is awesome.
I
What's
finished all
going
my
on?
Oreos today.
All right, so we'll pick back up. So arguments. Father goes back to work and seems to, you know, sort of walk off to the back, almost out of sight. Again, it's a dream thing, so he's sort of back there, but not really back there.
I'm gonna chase after Yaris.
Eurus is storming off, and then walking right up toward you.
I'm gonna stand in front of him like, wait.
He looks up. He's a good man, but a stubborn one.
Yeah, that's Father.
He thinks I left because of that argument. It always came back to that argument. But you know better.
You. Reboot. What were you fighting about? What, you didn't leave on your own? Just tell me.
You know, I would never leave my wife and children. And
No.
certainly not my star pupil either. You know, you're like a daughter to me, right?
Yes.
This place. It can help you find me. I know what you're seeking here. This place can give you an item. One that can help track me down. But there's a cost. He's sort of kind of looking at you, not in a longingly, but not in a creepy way. Just like
Fatherly.
Yeah, exactly. And he misses you. You know, I wouldn't ask such a thing of you anyway, under normal circumstances. But where you've lost a friend, you've gained another. This is the cost. This item, while not inherently evil. It requires the blood of betrayal. 2 pints of blood that must be unwillingly let from the one you call Rhinwen. And he looks over at Rhinwen, who, this part, like you guys heard, everyone else can hear everything until he starts talking about the cost. And then it sort of turns into the warbled text, but it just feels normal. You're like, okay, I'm just here, like, watching a conversation.
But I see her reaction and I get kind of freaked out. And I'm like, what is going on? What did he say?
It must be done now, in this moment. I can paralyze her temporarily. She will be healed immediately after the price has been paid. But you cannot explain or reason with her. Ever. It must be the blood of the unwilling. This is your choice. And if my circumstances weren't as they are, then you know I wouldn't ask you.
What's going on? Yaris, where are you? Who took you?
And it sort of turns into warbled text, warbled speech for you. It's like there's the offer on the table and you just can't work anything else out of it. And he gets frustrated. You see him speaking in warbled for a bit.
Are you in danger?
I am. This is not something I wish to ask of any child of mine. And you are. You are. I understand if you do not wish to. And I won't hold that against you.
I'm going to turn to Rhinwen. I'm going to look her in the eye. I'm going to say, my friend, I'm so grateful for your kindness, for everything you gave me when the others on your ship wanted to kill me. But this must be done, and I will stab her.
Nice. She looks over at you to listen to your conversation, kind of nods.
I'm gonna like hit her in like the not lethally, not lethally.
Okay. She has about
Just
8
like
pints of
sobbing
blood.
while I'm doing it, just sobbing.
So 2 will make her woozy, make her lightheaded and woozy, but he did say that she'll be healed. So you jab forward with a thrust and pierce through just like above her top of her left pectoral.
Yeah.
And she gets locked in place. Like her eyes can move, but her body is paralyzed currently.
Oh, that's not cool.
Can I run up and like
Don't please, this
push
must be
Ormi off of her?
I need it. I need the blood.
Do
Absolutely.
you say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm really freaked out and I definitely like stand in front of Rhinwen.
Oh my god, I almost want to like shoot you in the leg or
I
something.
can't explain. Wait, can I explain it to them? I'm gonna turn to yours. Can I explain it to them?
What are you doing?
Here's the warning you got was that if she ever finds out, it'll essentially the enchantment won't work. It needs to be of the unwilling, because if she found out, she'd be willing, as best you know her.
So you can't tell her.
I can't. I won't tell you guys because someone will tell her.
Well, Astrid, as you try and break this off, go ahead and make a grappling check. You have to make athletics, I think. And
Okay.
Ormia, you can make either athletics or acrobatics.
Right. Oh, I'm shaking, Dad.
Sorry.
Let's go. Let's go.
Holy cow.
Kaylin sees what they're doing, just puts her hand on her sword, ready,
Okay.
watching, concerned.
You're stealthing, Emil. That's awesome. Cool. Okay. Ooh. So.
I like my blood.
Nice.
We very much would like to keep it inside of us.
Ormia, make a Nah, I won't have you do that unless Emil, you're essentially like partially kind of phased out. Anyway.
My passive perception is higher than that, anyways.
Ah, okay. Ooh, Astrid. All right, so Ormia, as you see Astrid come to strike you back and force you away, you do a quick one of your swashbuckling techniques and do like a loop around her and thrust back into the same spot as Astrid, pushes through. Yaris drops something on the floor. Clink! And it looks like a little octagonal, almost like a little ring case, only octagonal. And it's flat on the ground, and then it has little spindly things that sort of like maybe 10 or 12 spindly extremities that sort of come out, very narrow and only a few inches long, and spread out on the floor around it, and then lift it up, and it sort of does like a walking over to Rhinwen and starts climbing her body towards the wound.
No.
What?
I need this, please.
Can I try and grapple her again?
I'm so sorry.
I'm like, what is going on? And I either want to hit her with my staff or like shoot her with my phone.
Can I assist Astrid on that grapple?
Okay, let's see. I'm going to say we'll figure it's 6 seconds. So the item runs up and latches on just below the wound. And the blood is no longer running down her. The green blood is sort of running into this object, and it's soaking it up and soaking it up. So as that's happening, though, it comes back around to so Astrid, you have you can talk with Felix on which. Well, I guess you're tackling, you're grappling. So Astrid, you can roll athletics with advantage because Felix is assisting you.
Okay.
And Ormia, you can do another either or to avoid the grapple.
I'm not gonna avoid it.
Oh,
If that thing is taking the blood already, if it doesn't need any more, I'm just gonna drop my sword and take it.
Okay. So you saw the grapple coming, but rather than dodging, you withdraw the sword, which
I'm
of
just
course
gonna
causes
drop
more
it.
blood to pump out.
Just drop it on the ground and just step back, just sobbing.
Clink, 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 as Astrid comes in. And how do you want to grapple, Astrid?
Headlock.
Okay. You spin around and, woof, and get her into a headlock. Like a choke. Yeah,
like a choke. Yeah.
Nice. You just joking her out, basically. Are you trying to choke her out like unconscious?
Kaylin.
How hurt does Rhinwen look?
She'll be healed. She'll be fine.
She can't move. I mean, there's a lot of blood coming up, but it doesn't look as bad because that item is now on top of the wound, so you're not really seeing any more blood dripping out. Some
So I can see where the little thing's gone.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be healed. She'll be fine. I need that. I
Shut
need
up.
it.
Shut up.
Nice.
I'm not gonna like choke her out. I
Okay, just
wanna,
you've got her
hold-
pinned. And Em, did you say you wanted to do something, or how do you feel now that she's grappled?
Like, I'm just like, I wanted to lash out so bad, be like, what are you doing? No, but I seem to have a rope in my bag, and I kind of want to use that to like tie her up. Just
Okay.
I'm trying to avoid some, shooting an arrow through you. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So you sort of explain that to her, like as you're pulling the rope out of your backpack, like I'm trying to avoid shooting an arrow at you.
So I really want to shoot you, but I.
You tie the hands in front, and then like the hands around, the waist, just so she can't, jostle too far. As you're doing that, clink, 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 the item drops off of Rhinwen onto the floor. Rhinwen she feels the wound and it's healed up.
That's strange.
Item is inert, just on the floor currently.
Can I have that, please?
You don't get to ask questions right now. I think someone else should take it.
I'll pick it up.
You look around, you don't really see Emil.
It's like, bye.
Caitlin's just kind of like, we can all just discuss this. Fine.
Is Yaris still
Calm
there?
everyone down.
Well, let's see. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have to say that other thing. That'd be heartbreaking. Okay. Yaris. Sorry. I always want to say Yaris, but I think it's Yaris, right? Yeah,
Yes,
Yaris.
yeah.
You turn, as much as you can in the chokehold.
If she's tied up, I'll let her out of the chokehold.
Okay, yeah. She's fairly tied up. Arms tied, and then those wrapped around her waist.
She should not be able to go anywhere.
Yaris looks up at you with this immense facial expression of relief. Thank you. And the sounds start to dim, and the light starts to fade, and the room goes once again to black. Again, complete silence. Absence of light, sound, everything. Until... Oh, good. Yeah, nice.
Emil likes it. Like, now he's really hiding.
Yeah. You start hearing cheers. Not quite as rowdy as in a tavern, but rousing cheers and almost like a song being sung. For almost like a fraternity.
Everybody knows our names.
What's that?
Where everybody knows our names.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Awesome. And you see, not quite this image, but this is the closest thing I could find. So, this is what you get. You're inside. This picture is a little bit outside, but you see a number of soldiers. And they're not looking aggressive or anything. They're standing around. It feels like a town hall, like a small-sized town hall, a large meeting room with a number of benches. And these soldiers are broken off into a couple groupings, 5 over here chatting amongst each other, 2 over here, another 4 in the corner singing like a rally song. Oh, come on, picture, just load. There we go. Come on, picture, what are you doing? Okay, so again, not quite this, but this is what the guards look like, or these armored individuals. Felix, this jumps out at you. You recognize this meeting hall. You appear. I mean, everyone appears here inside of this room. Felix, you're sitting down at a table with a mug of ale in your hand. And
take a sip.
Nice. It's pretty good. Very nostalgic. You remember this fine brew, this IPA from the town of Bridgeport is where it was crafted. And you're sitting again at a table. And Morek, is that how it's said? I hope. Morek.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Morek is having it's seemingly a funny, friendly conversation with a couple of the members in one of those little groupings, but looks over at you, and you remember this. This is almost piece by piece how your first day as a member of the Twilight Brigade went. This was your initiation day, and Mordic walks over and says, Felix, it's been a nerve-wracking day, no doubt. How are you, old friend? Pulls up a seat next to you.
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Ah, fantastic. Listen, Felix, I know that you seek the shard at the center of this place, but I can't let you pass.
Surely you can cut us a break.
Well, has a little blonde-haired beard. I suppose there is a pretty straightforward way. You see,
And what would that be?
well, you simply need to prove that you're worthy of the shard. Turn and face your compatriots and challenge one of them to a duel. Best them, and you'll advance. But no cheating. They can't let you win. Not that you would anyway. Lose to them, though, and you'll forfeit any right to assist in retrieving the shard. You can help defend them, and yourself, and anyone you choose, but you'll forfeit that right. And who can beat you, Felix?
Out of character. What is gained by challenging someone?
He's gonna let you pass.
Otherwise we can't continue.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm gonna go step up and just wander off. Not too far, but go ahead and look outside. What do I see?
It's again sort of almost it's the town, except it's almost like it's been painted in broad strokes of paint, blotchy, so it's very fuzzy. Looks more like the what's the term for all the lights in the background when you phase it out, and it looks well, whatever. You can't really make any details out of the town. You recognize the basic shapes and stuff, but essentially the only thing that feels in focus is the inside of this meeting room.
I try to focus on something outside really, really hard. Like maybe a sign or something like that. Does it become any clearer?
No.
Morik, one question for you.
Anything.
Who's on rotation today?
Well, Wyatt's.
And if I decide that I don't want to fight anybody in our group here?
Well, you can certainly continue along with them, but as I said, you'll have to forfeit any right to actually assist in retrieving this crystal.
Is it a fight to the death?
That's up to you. Certainly doesn't have to be, no.
Oh, I hate to do this. I'm gonna challenge Astrid to a fight.
Nice,
Did
okay.
we hear this entire conversation, or was it like all blurted out for us?
Nope. It was warbled out for. You saw the introduction, but once he came and started presenting, this to Felix, that part warbled out. But I would like, what would be, Felix and Astrid, to, I don't know, I guess roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Be the most appropriate thing.
Oof.
Oh man.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
So, as you present that, Felix, to Astrid and challenge her to a fight, Astrid, what you see is Felix suddenly turn and look at you and draw out his weapon viciously. This is it for you, is what you hear, instead of the challenge that he presented.
Oh, so it's like messing with our perceptions.
Snap.
Okay.
Everyone out in this particular area, you kind of see this, but you're all even more so in that dream state, in this dual part where you're just sort of, you feel like spectators. You're taking it in and such, but it's not to say you can't do anything, but you have more of that feel currently.
Where's my popcorn? Go, Astrid!
Well, everyone else that's watching, you all heard Felix just turn and say, well, however he presented to Astrid, I would like to challenge you to a duel. That's what everyone else in the room heard. It's only Astrid that saw him spin around and said, this is it for you, and draw his weapon.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
I know we don't like swearing on the stream, but like I'm fucking pissed with this place right now.
Awesome.
I'm like, okay, so I'm like, Felix, what? Did he just do anything?
It's just a friendly fight.
Do I hear
You're
that?
always down for a fight, aren't
Your
you?
mother's at next. Did you hear?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
My
slow
mother's already
burning romance
dead.
between Felix and Astrid.
No, don't do it. Sorry.
To the pain.
Okay, I'm not gonna do anything until he actually tries to attack me, but I'm gonna be like, axe and sword out,
Okay. You see her.
and I am like,
Nice to sort out. She's got that look. And she's got her weapons drawn.
I'm gonna start circling.
Okay.
Oh.
I would like just the two of you to roll initiative,
okay.
just to see who goes first. Oh, jeez. Nice.
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna be able to beat that.
It's only fair though.
Wow.
Good luck.
Nice.
Did
Okay.
I beat it? Did I beat it?
No, that was a 2. Yeah. So close. You got the first digit right. You were missing the second one. All right. Now,
Okay.
do you actually want to do anything in this first top of this round, Astrid, or do you want to still wait for him to? I mean, he's ready. He's got his. To you, it looks like he's got his weapon ready, and he's
Can I use my patient defense?
absolutely. Yep. You
Nice.
have all of your key.
All 2 points. Yeah, I would like to use my patient defense.
Okay. Let me check, because if you're not using an action, let me just see what that patient defense is. You might be able to just do that as an action and not use a key. Let me. So
okay.
patient defense is you can take the dodge action. So you can just if you're not going to actually take an action, then you don't have to use a key. You can just your action can be the dodge action.
Yeah, then I'll do that then.
Okay, so you still have all 3 key, and you are just in place, extra dodgy.
Like in Street Fighter, how they just kind of bounce in place.
Mhm. All right, Felix, that's up to you. She's on her feet. She's light. She's ready to got her weapons out and giving you the dagger eyes.
Yeah, this is gonna suck. Out of character, I'm sorry, but let's see what happens here. Yeah, let's go with the lighting stick and rolling to hit.
You should be able to
at
target
disadvantage?
her.
Oh.
Right, disadvantage. Yeah.
Is there a map up?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, you can. I
don't
think
know
you can
how-
just do it right in the combat tracker if you want. I'm gonna put you to a neutral, and maybe now you can just target each other there if you want.
Actually,
You're
we
within.
just disappeared.
What disappeared?
We're not in the combat
Oh,
tracker
yeah.
anymore.
Oh, okay. I guess you have to remain.
Or
Let me put you back on friendly. There we go.
should I just roll again? And then-
Yeah, roll the second one for disadvantage, and I'll let you know if it hits. I just
Oh
think
my
I need
God.
to let you know. Yeah. You go for that
Amazing.
first
Alright.
swing, and she's just with the dodge action. She just sidesteps it.
Action surge.
Already.
Nice. Oh, don't forget if you have your bonus, your polearm
Right.
master thing.
Yep. Oh, does that count on a not hit? I forget.
I think so. Let me double check. It's in your abilities, polearm. Where's the polearm master? Alright, when you take the attack action, you can use a bonus action. Yeah, as long as you take the attack action.
Okay.
Do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
And-
yeah, a whip around back and then do the let's see, I have to open it up, I believe, and then there's a Did that do anything? No. Do I cast it? There we go.
Oof.
Wow, it's your night.
Yeah.
Doesn't
this
work.
is gonna
And,
go great, guys.
rather than narrating much of the fight, I'm actually going to let you guys narrate it, so you can let me know like how you go to swing and attack, and what you do to dodge, and that way you guys can get a little detail
Sure.
if you want.
Yeah. I feel like I would have gone in for the legs with the lightning stick, miss, spin it around, use the back, and then go for like the solar plexus, but I miss on both.
Nice.
Gonna action surge still.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. All right, back to you, Astrid.
Okay, are the rest of you guys just standing there?
Yeah, they're
Can
sort
you
of in a
actually get-
warbly
okay.
state.
In a
Like,
dreamlike
Okay,
state.
okay.
they heard Felix say too, like, "Oh, well, shall we? Do you accept the challenge?" And be very gentlemanly about it. So.
You see what
Oh,
he's
I'm just gonna patient defense again
Oh, okay.
and be like, Felix, you need to calm down, otherwise I will hurt you.
Do I hear this normally?
Make a fresh, since she's saying something new, make a fresh wisdom save.
Oh
Just me
man.
being like, oh, pip old chap, yes.
That's great.
Did that just happen? Was that just real life?
That's so cool. Yeah, in fact, that's exactly what you hear, Felix. She's just like, well done. That's awesome.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
But it's a little, doesn't completely fit because, she's got the eyes locked on and stuff, but, it seems to fit.
I'm just staring at you through my eyebrows and just like,
Nice.
Oh boy.
Oh, she's got the glare.
Oh, she's bringing it. Okay, it's gonna be a great fight. Let's keep going.
All right, so if you've got anything else you want to do, Astrid, for your turn?
no, gotta wait until, see if a blow hits, and then,
Oh,
All right, back to Felix.
goody. Lighting stick again. This time, I'm gonna kind of try to use it like a spear and just thrust at Astrid's chest. Oh, should just have hit disadvantage. But let's go one more time.
Something in your heart is stopping you from. Just kidding. Yeah, it's a whiffer.
Let's go for the polearm master attack. Let's see, that's gonna be one of those.
The hits. Oh yeah.
So
it's,
another
16.
whiff, and then I come up and then aim for the chin with the back end.
Oh, that strikes. Yep. Oh,
Oh.
I go and roll damage.
Mm.
Okay. So it's not one of those things that hurts a lot, but it's like, are you serious? Like, you just
Uh-oh.
struck under the chin. Anything else for your turn, Felix?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, Astrid, you're up. I mean,
You still
Dan's
happy,
not
Dan?
enjoying himself at all. No.
Okay. Everybody is attacking everyone, and I'm not happy. This place is screwing with us. So I just wanna run and just like grapple him just to stop him doing whatever the hell he's doing.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay.
And Felix, you'll make athletics or acrobatics, whichever.
Yep. Watch, this will be another one.
Oh.
Yeah. So how do you want to grapple him, Astrid?
I'm assuming we're like a little bit far. Actually, no. Is he really close to me? Because he just like.
He's within 10 feet, so he
Okay.
has a 10-foot reach.
I just want to kind of like quickly like skirt round to the back and just like bear hug from behind and just keep his arms down.
Nice. You successfully do that. You get this this clenching, crushing constriction around you, Felix.
And I just be like, dude, seriously, you need to calm down.
Let's see. So Felix, make a fresh wisdom save and see what you hear.
Here comes the one.
You hear.
Wait, you rolled a wisdom check instead of a save.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. I might have said check. Wisdom save. Sorry about that.
No, you said wisdom save. I think it just.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's weird. Isn't it? Did I just grab from the abilities on the?
No, you grab from the. It's on the right hand side. There's saves.
Save.
On the main page, Ed.
Oh, I see it. Ah, cool. It's the same.
Whoo, doggy! You hear this. You hear
Oh.
the frustration in her voice, and essentially, what the F, man? You need to slowly roll. And you're very confused, like, Pip? What happened?
I'm getting mixed messages here. What's going on?
And you hear that, Astrid, as
Okay. What's going on is you're crazy. That's what's going on. That's it.
she's like whispering behind your ear with this tight grip.
She might butt you with her antlers if you're not careful.
I know, right? This is gonna end poorly.
Yeah, so that's me. No?
All right. I'm gonna say it's just a small duel. If I win, we can continue on, but otherwise we're stuck here.
And you hear that, Astrid, as
Oh, okay. Okay. Everyone's crazy here.
But don't let up on me.
Weird stuff.
Oh, my arms are behind my back.
Well, they're just like down on your sides.
Oh, on my sides. I'm not gonna try to break the grapple, but can I do an unarmed attack? Like maybe just a kick to the shin.
let me see with grapple. I think you can, but it's with disadvantage if you're grappled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever rolled so low in my life.
Yeah, you go to kick and you just catch some of the pant leg, and that's it. It's an embarrassing
Yeah.
moment.
Oh, that's it.
Okay, back to Astrid.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Actually, grappled means you just can't move.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Your
what
attacks
was-
do not have
oh,
disadvantage.
Thank you. It dropped
That was-
3. Okay.
I was mostly doing it for story reasons.
Hearing that, I don't know if I believe him though, because this place is weird.
Sorry.
I'm gonna drop the grapple. Can I slightly push him away and then just like kick him in the back?
Yeah,
Like
I
just,
think so.
Just like Just like
Get some
effectively
5
like
feet. Yeah, get him out of your space. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. So you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, kick forward a little
And
bit, Felix.
is that class as an action?
I mean, you're releasing a grapple, so I'd say maybe that's a bonus at most.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
He said don't let up. I'm gonna throw an axe at him.
Okay. Nice.
Ooh.
Let me
So
check
is it just
something quick.
is it control click on Felix in the
Oh, I've
contact
already
as well?
targeted him for you.
Oh, sweet.
Mhm.
So 1 second.
I'm just gonna check on this releasing a grapple so I don't jip you from a bonus action or anything.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you still have your bonus action. Yeah, free
Okay.
action to release it. Yep. So you
Okay.
have your full turn.
Wow, we are doing so good tonight.
You actually
First
almost hit.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. For the make a perception check quickly, Astrid, if you would.
Okay.
Speaking of that.
Where's it? Perception.
Oh, okay. So it's only now that you realize Felix doesn't have his usual armor on.
Oops.
I mean, you think back and you're like, that's right, he didn't have it back in the Runekeeper's den either. Like, huh. Just something you notice. You still have a bonus action, and
Okay.
if you wanted to, you can use your flurry of blow. I think you've got a couple things that you can do with that.
Yeah.
Dan, you're tearing us
I'm
apart.
so sorry.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You
I'm
love this.
I'm just gonna move as far as I can away from Felix on my turn. Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
You can move a good 20 feet away to the other end of back to a wall.
Yeah. I'll do that.
You hustle back, posting up, making sure you're good. And Felix, it's your turn.
I should have challenged Aster to a battle of wits.
He's like, you're gonna choose the line in front of me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna rush Astrid. Gotta do this.
Okay.
I'll keep Astrid within 10 feet of me though.
Okay. Exciting. Let's get some exciting.
Was that a disadvantage? Sorry.
No, she doesn't have her defense thing. She.
No.
Okay.
You missed with the first swing.
And then we're gonna go for bonus action Polar Master.
And missed with that one.
Oh my gosh.
It's turning into like this extra sad, like you're just really like.
None of us are into it.
yeah, slap fight. Beep, 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 beep. All right.
Okay.
You know what? Let me just pull up his name here again because I'm already. Morek says, "Time is running out, Felix, and you both feel a sudden drain on your vitality. You're both down to, let's see, what have you got? 13. You're both down to. You feel like, I don't know, you roughly have 5 hit points each, if I had to put it in quantitative terms. Like a sudden death round.
And I heard Felix say that he had to win, but I shouldn't let up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's just.
There's not really a clear answer on whether or not it's to the death, though.
That's true.
This is so
Okay.
confusing.
I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
Okay. You go up, use your first attack, just to throw a fist in the face.
Oh gosh, how do I do this again?
Well, I've got him targeted for you, so you should just have to roll unarmed attack. Should be the little mirror thing on the side, the magnifying glass. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cool, thank you.
No problem. Oh my gosh!
Holy
So
crap.
after all this dodging and like, okay, nope, you're like, okay, I need to do this, and you commit. And as he's like charging over to you, you just step right inside his space and unleash a straight. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
I don't want to.
Astrid, why are you so mean?
It's gonna
It's
be
a
a
26
knockout.
in total, which is extra funny, but yeah, natural 20, that's amazing. You're almost like your elbow's here when it strikes his face, and you still have to like finish with the delivery.
See, even if I roll a 1 though, it's
It's gonna be a lot. It's like that slow motion video capture of a boxer being punched like square in the nose.
I know I'm just like stalling for time here, but like, do I get the sense that just before I hit him that like I'm gonna really hurt him, or do I have to hit him to know that I'm gonna hurt him?
I mean, you've trained a lot, but yeah, it's already too late. Like, you're
Okay.
feeling it. It's one of those things like, it's gonna be great as it happens, but it's too late to undo.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Okay. And as he's charging forward and you step in and strike with this fist, just poof, feet come out from underneath him and he lands like on his back with his feet folded up behind his head and then topples backwards another half a roll. And he's just knocked unconscious on the floor.
As I'm knocked unconscious, this falls from my cloak and clatters to the ground.
Right, clink, clink, clink. You see, a wakizashi. In fact, you see a very fine one, the one that you wanted to buy from Jinx. That was just a little too expensive. It clicks. Wait, he's missing that expensive armor, and now he's got this on his person. Clink, 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 clink. That's amazing timing.
As I see this,
can't.
can I can I like have a realization click in my head?
Absolutely, yep.
Take the wakizashi and go and attack the guy that spoke to Felix.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack on Morik. Who's
How
like,
do I do that?
Felix, as you rush him.
Do I just?
Oh, just roll a random attack. Oh wait, let me untarget that for you. Hang on a sec. Okay.
Or otherwise I'll be killed extra dead.
Yeah, we done about this.
I've lost all train of thought. How do I roll for an attack?
It should be the magnifying glass, or
Oh,
on whatever
thank you.
weapon you're using.
Yeah. Sweet. Got it. I
That
think
is such
that's
great
it.
timing.
I don't know.
Okay. You go in full force. You've got some rage now, and you just strike straight in like the Zifroid process. You just want to snap that and break the bottom of his sternum there. And fades into like a fog that dissipates as the room becomes foggy and starts to fade down to black. Again, you don't have a sense of self or your body or anything. It's just this absolute nothingness.
Do I still see Felix on the ground?
It's absolutely nothing now.
Like just me on my own?
Yeah, you don't even sense this is sort of what happens during each transition. It just is no sense of self or anything. It's just nothingness.
I fall to my knees and start crying.
Okay.
Like clutching the sword, like
It's extra sad. Okay. You hear the sounds of crickets chirping, birds tweeting. You get the smell of a fresh, open forest. Then you start hearing some sounds of battle. Swords striking, arrow whizzing by. And again, this map is like a very general image. As you all return, you feel healed, Astrid. And Felix, you return healed. Kaylin, roll a perception check if you would, please.
Oh, absolutely, Dan.
Sounds so enthused.
Emil's having a fun trip so far. I don't know everybody else.
It's just a wild dream.
Just wait, we're going back to Ren's for you.
Nothing
Just wait.
bad has happened.
You're like Grog with the deck.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Alright, this is a little more violent and aftermathy than what the scene actually is, but I figured it'd be something for viewers to set the scene. And let's see, you rolled a... let me get these back over here. Let's see what you rolled. A 16.
16.
Okay, yeah. Alright, you've spent a little bit of time in woods that are similar to this. Not this exact spot, you don't recognize this exact area. But, I gotta change the music. It's still the fighting music. It is distracting. Alright, oh, Kaylin. Sounds of battle in this forest. It's a rather bloody scene. There's foggy, dwarvish shadows in the distance, fighting other humanoids of varying sizes. You can't really make it out, and it's sort of like that dreamlike state, but you recognize that's what they are, and that's what's going on. And maybe 25 feet ahead of where you feel like you materialize into this area is this grievously wounded dwarf, half an axe head still like in his chest, lying at the base of a large oak tree here. And you hear him calling out. He kind of looks up over towards you and the party. Have you seen my babe? My precious girl. He's trying to wipe blood out of his eyes. This cannot be how it ends.
Kaylin rushes over to him. Can she touch him?
Mm-hmm.
Is he physical?
Yes.
Does she recognize? I mean, does she kind of get the sense that this is her? That this is having to do with her, or there's no context yet, probably.
Well, as you approach and you sort of do the face touch to see if he's real.
Yeah.
He kind of looks up through, like, he's got a lot of blood running across his eyes and swollen eye on the side, hard to open. Oh, and he puts his hand onto your forearm. My precious girl. Oh, thank the gods you survived.
Dad, is that really you? Or father, I guess.
Yes. How good it is to see you.
Kaylin looks over at all of his wounds and just tries to, maybe just try to stop the bleeding with her, some kind of cloth, with her clothes or,
Okay. You find some torn of his clothing torn. There's a body nearby that's obviously not going to need that anymore. And you sort of start trying to do some quick first aid. I've relived this moment so many times. I never do. But you're not here for me. I know. I know what you're seeking. This place, it knows many things. I know what you seek here. Tell me. And he kind of, again puts his hand back on your forearm.
She clutches it.
What happened? What became of you?
I was found by two elves who actually were kind enough to take me in as their own, even though it cost them belonging to their clan. What about my mother? Did my mother die here as well?
She did not travel with us, no.
I was a little awestruck.
I actually need to make a roll for something. Let's see. I don't know if that would happen yet.
Kaylin asks, she's, suddenly kind of coming up with questions. Is my mother back with the clan? Where are they at? Where, the ones that didn't travel, where did they stay?
I can answer, but as you've likely figured out, everything here comes at a cost. I can tell you, the last I knew of your mother, the cost is you must choose something of great importance to you, and you must exchange those memories for the memories I have of your mother. It is your choice, daughter. Wish I didn't have to offer this to you, but that is the way of this place.
Buying the potion at the shop, that was a really important memory to me, Dan. I think I could likely forget that. I'll forget that. That's good.
Nice.
Yeah. Going to the shop, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
He chuckles. Very much like your mother.
Oh.
The Warforged.
Yeah, everyone can hear this, and they sort of lean over and whisper that to you.
What about our night together, Caleb?
That! Yes!
See,
That's
you've already
totally
forgotten.
it. I've already forgotten.
Must not have been very memorable.
Actually, I was forgetting. That's what we can take away.
It's already gone.
That's what we can take. Yeah. I of course I remembered that.
You pat your forearm. You're too good for this world. And he slips out of your grasp, drawn back, almost spaghettified into nothing as the scene fades again. Complete nothingness once again. He stopped his battle music now. The sounds of, again, sort of a raucous sounds, but there's cat calling. There's some loud moaning. There's a piano or harpsichord type instrument playing loudly. And let me find this. You all materialize in what looks like a bordello, at best guess.
Hmm.
And let me just resize some pictures here. Oh, Fantasy Grounds is doing that. Okay, so sorry, chat. You're just gonna have to go by what I say for now. Um, yeah, there's a guy strung out on drugs on a couch. He's just laid up on the right there.
I'll take what he's having.
Nice. There's some people, in the back couch there. There's one of the women that works there with a man on her lap. She's just combing. His head is resting on her lap. She's combing his hair with her fingers. And then there's a couple getting freaky with masks on there in the middle.
Woo, it's a masquerade.
Yeah.
Masquerade.
um,
Must be a costume party.
Yeah.
A woman that seems to maybe be the matron of the house walks over and sort of, again, for almost everyone, it's sort of a dream that you're watching. But she walks up to you, Emil, and you're looking up to her, almost as though you're, a much younger size. Yeah. Um, and she says, "Oh, boy, you've returned. You can't be here when the customers are here. You know you need to stay upstairs and out of sight."
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Well,
Sorry.
listen, I think it's time that you make it on your own in this world. I I know what you're seeking, and I might be able to help you find this shard. And it's sort of a confusion state between being, that younger age and also being aware of what you're looking for. But I do have something else that I know you seek. This place offers many things. Not just within this place, but it can also affect reality outside. It can offer you the means to equalize power on a world scale. Not instantly. It will take time and some dedication, and it can be done alongside your normal travels, but it's yours if you want it. In fact, and she pulls out a little sash, a little offer sash, a little leather pouch. It's all up to the luck of the dice. Roll well, and it's yours. Roll poorly. Oh,
Sorry, I was going to say, even before she did that, Emil's probably playing with the dice in his pocket, nervously, kind of, as he thinks. So.
Okay, neat. You hear the little from your pocket clink, clink as you're fidgeting. Roll well, and it's yours. Roll poorly, and you will not be allowed to assist in retrieving the crystal. But isn't this so much more than just the crystal? You have comrades to achieve that. It's all up to luck.
I'm not sure I have internet to keep it up. Sorry if I'm blinking in and out here.
Oh, sorry. It's up to you, boy. What do you say? She dumps the dice out on the little table next to you two.
Emil pulls some dice from his pouch, and he kind of holds them in his hand, and he kind of rolls them and plays with them, and almost his eyes are like mostly closed as he's thinking.
Does he look like a kid to the rest of us?
No, he looks like the Emil you know.
Emil Emil whispers a word kind of too softly for you all to hear, and then he puts his own dice away and he takes the dice that have been offered and he rolls them.
Nice. Okay. Um, there are 5 dice in her pouch, and as you start to roll, she says, "Best of 5." So go ahead and you can do it any way I like. You can roll 5 individual d20s, or you can roll. I think it'd probably be best if you roll 5 individual. If you get 11 through 20, that's a success. Best out of 5.
Oh.
One down.
Hey, this is me we're talking about, D20s. So
Which is so awesome. This fits with the story so well.
Wow.
It's stupid. Oh, okay. You watch. You all are sort of party to this. Ah, nice. All right.
the fourth die comes down, and I kind of mouth the same word I whispered before.
Okay. Well rolled, boy. Well rolled. Be prepared. When you leave this place, be ready. It will find you.
I will, ma'am. I'll leave it once. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Now get! She gives like a little rap on the table. And as she does, the sound sort of echoes, and the whole thing again turns into that like poof, blown out scenery down to black. Oh, good. All right, this will probably wrap up well since Rhinewin isn't here. So, then again, nothingness. But then the sounds of, it's not quite fighting. It sounds more like training, rugged training, physical training. And into view comes what's clear to everybody, a monastery of some sort. You're all in an outdoor area in what appears to be a training ring. There are stones that are laid out in certain patterns inside this like 40-foot wide training circle. There's a bunch of large stones that seem to mark the out of bounds area of it. Maybe like 10 feet tall, 10 feet wide, 12, 15 feet deep, and then however much further underground, of course. And Astrid, you actually, again, it's playing like a movie for everybody, including you, Astrid. And you actually see yourself, as everybody sees you, as well as you, as a late teenager, like in your late teens, um, training with a number of, to you, familiar, yeah, nice, teen angst, familiar elder monks. And they are pushing this younger you really hard. And you can see, you seem to have apparated in the beginning of this training routine, where you have a lot of focus. But the focus you began the routine with is quickly being replaced with frustration and impatience as you're missing a number of your marks and receiving counter blows each time as a result. And there's no rest. It's one strike to the next, this monk, that monk. There's 2 or 3, any time in the ring, and they sort of exchange places. You finally receive, your younger self finally reaches like your breaking point as you partially dodge his palm strike like from behind your head, but you don't move enough, and you get the back of your head knocked forward. And you could just see the frustration take over and snap on your face. And you kind of roll your head forward with a strike and pivot in place and try and return with a palm strike to the monk behind you with all your frustration and energy and power. And the monk barely manages to deflect a strike, like with an outside block, and hooks down on your arm and kind of, pulls you to disengage. He's almost like pinned between you and one of those large rocks. Um, and at that moment, stop! Head monk calls for the training to end. He turns to young you and gives you a little pep talk. Essentially, Astrid, you need to maintain your focus and composure. It's lunchtime now. Go, fill your belly, take afternoon rest before evening training begins. And the younger you hustles off. Yes, and off you go. Um, the head monk walks over to the monk that just deflected that final blow and says, "Let me see your arm." And he holds it up, and it's clearly broken. It's already like purple and swollen, and it has this unnatural bend out here from where the bone's pushing the flesh and muscle out. See the healer, this elder monk says, and sends him off.
Wow.
Another one of the elder monks, a shorter, stouter human monk, walks up and says, "She's gifted. She has incredible potential. To be able to use ki at her age, she should be trained." And that main monk interrupts, "No, she's not ready. She needs to be able to master her focus and concentration first. We'll just need to take over her training to prevent any further casualties."
Sorry.
And then the short, stouter human monk says, "Well, let's just hope she learns to master that before her power grows any greater." And he turns and walks away. And the head monk of the monastery, is sort of still looking off with his 1,000-yard stare. And your vision of this like cinematic scene kind of pulls away from him a little bit. And as it does, you sort of pass behind the rocks, the huge ones that made the outer circle, and you see that the back of that rock that you did that last strike on has this. It's been cracked in this large spiral pattern with little bits blown out of the back of the rock. And for about 50 feet running behind it in the dirt is this conical rut of earth that's been loosed and blasted outward. Um, and that head monk just sort of utters to himself, "Me too." And then looks up at you, Astrid, the current you.
Okay.
You found your key.
Yes.
Perhaps it was a mistake not to train you with it sooner. This place, I know what you're here to seek, and it's a noble purpose. But your main purpose has always been growing stronger, to protect those that need your protection, that you care for, the weak. This place can offer you something greater. It can offer you the training that we did not give you. Training in your ki that you missed can be bestowed upon you. But you will not be able to assist in attaining the crystal. What is your choice, Astrid?
You were worried that I would become too powerful if you trained me with my ki?
Power before focus and before the training of the mind is very dangerous.
I know it was all in here, but I just killed my friend. Maybe you were right. Maybe I'm not ready for this power yet. I'm
that.
scared.
It is good to be scared. Fear keeps us in check, forces us to hone our skills, be wary, build up our defenses.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
I kind of understand that this place gives you what you want, but for a price, yes?
Yes.
Emil failed his task because of me. What could I give to make sure he could continue and help us find the shard? No, sorry, Felix. That's my bad. Sorry, Felix.
Nothing can undo his choice and the result.
But it was my actions. He didn't have a choice, really.
If you want to give up your right to retrieve the crystal shard, his can be returned.
Can everybody hear our conversation?
Everyone could hear and see everything up until like the movie part of it ended.
Okay.
Mhm.
Will the ones who failed, will they be able to leave with us if we succeed?
Yes.
And they won't get hurt?
No. They will not.
Then I'll do as you said, and I'll protect my friends, and I'll carry on, and I'll find the shard, and I'll make sure they don't get hurt.
Then it is done. And you feel like you're suddenly getting drawn back out of that place. And Felix, even though you couldn't understand anything when it was being said at the end there, it's like someone hit the rewind and played it back into your memory, where now you heard the whole conversation, so you know that you've got your business back. Um, so it's just about time to go. So you fade into what you imagine would be the final space to enter into. At first, you see this. It feels like you're inside a tower. The room is circular. It's stone. There's a spiral staircase that goes around the very inner perimeter, and it goes up maybe 100 feet. Um, and everything looks a little strange. It sort of has like a wavy appearance to it. You see a number of pearls and crystals around, um, and you feel heavier than you typically feel by almost double, um, which is quickly replaced with like this oppressive, like a humidity almost. You feel damp and gross, and then you start feeling buoyant, like your body almost wants to float off the ground. And lastly, you the air becomes completely saturated with water, and you find that there's no air to be had. You're in a tower full of water, and you all begin to choke and drown. And that's where we'll end it tonight.
Of course.
Looks like I'm gonna have to cut those ropes off of you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So great. Extra nerve wracking for.
Sorry about that.
No, I get that. I totally just, yeah, that
You might
happened.
need to swim. Yeah.
That happened.
Nice.
That happened.
Blame Dan. Yeah, how exciting. So Ryan, when if she's here next week, we'll pick that up. Otherwise, I'll talk to her and figure I'll let her know what's going on and I can relay her choices.
Hopefully
Yeah.
she feels better.
Yeah. So there's a little bit more, which is exciting, and I hope you guys end up liking the end next week. I hope you had fun this week. I wanted to do something not quite straightforward like battle or, you know, um, and it seemed appropriate for the place you had to go. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
neat,
That was
excellent.
really good.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, and so thanks everyone in chat, and I love to blame Dan, Josh. That's right, Dan. That was a big thing in the last campaign. Hashtag blame Dan. Hey, never like not so exciting. Yeah, that's right. Emil was psyched until the water. I'm so psyched, Emil, that you rolled. You won that thing. I was like, it's hey, straight up luck.
Yeah,
That was
two
epic.
Yep.
20s in a row too.
Yeah, and that's just extra awesome. Like I won't say anything more on that, but it's just so story fitting. It's
Yeah, I have an idea where it would be.
Dang it, chat!
great. Nice. After she got stabbed in the chest, yeah, yeah. I've got to fill her in on that to see how she feels, because yeah,
Oh,
to her it was
BTW.
just, hey BFF, thanks for everything. Yeah.
Do you want to know how distressed I was
Oh.
after that? I took out a bag of dice and I have sorted them by type and color, and I've laid them out all night. That's what I did the entire time after this scene. It's like I have to sort these dice. I need to calm down.
Nice.
It helped.
Good. That's great. Hey, you got the item. You've got the thing, and
And I don't even know what it is. I didn't have it. Emersina has it.
that's right. Yeah, she's got it on lock.
We're gonna have a talk
Nice.
when we're done with this, and she's like not mentally scarred.
Awesome. All right. Well, again, thanks, chat and everyone, for being so active in chat tonight. That was a blast. Oh, if you've
So
missed any
much
episodes,
training.
yeah. If this is your first visit here, we put all the episodes up on YouTube. So all the previous ones are there. Sometimes I'll run like a marathon of these on Twitch on a random night. I'll probably do a restream, like a rebroadcast of this one in like 5-10 minutes in case anyone missed just the end there. And thanks, players, for all being here and just being so amazing. This is so great. I have like 3 notes for each of you, and then everyone sort of made some awesome choices tonight and kind of took it away. It was great. So great.
This is so stressful.
This is so stressful.
It'll be
Goodness.
all the more worth it if you succeed. Yeah.
And that's a big if.
Yeah.
I was this close to crying in my part. This close to crying.
Aw. I know.
Tragic
the dancing.
backstory, trademark.
Yeah. And I love the
That was not the scene I
wakizashi.
thought you were going to show me.
What was that?
That was not the scene I thought you were going to show me, Dan.
Ah, I know, right? Waka waka. Yeah.
I'm in the same boat actually.
Yeah. Yep. I want to keep it a little mixed up and but the timing, Ed, when that thing when you're like falls out, I'm like that is
That was
perfect.
crazy.
Oh, so amazing. Oh, I can't wait for next week for all this stuff to get dug back up and see where it goes. Yes.
Don't. I just
Let's
have
just
one
not
request.
make it next week.
Yeah, one request. Just don't leave us on a horrible cliffhanger like this the week before Thanksgiving. 'Cause
Oh.
Or 2 weeks.
I'm assuming we're not playing on the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, nope.
We're
'Cause
gonna
I'll-
sit there
Mhm.
and
It's
get
just going.
Oh, the turkey and yeah.
Stress eat the whole pie. Just-
Awesome. Uh, Well, yeah, I hope you all have a great night. Neviklink, thanks again for being here. Dark Surgeman, thanks for coming back. And Josh, awesome. Thank you. Hope everyone has a great night, and we'll catch you next week, Friday, 10 p.m. until 1 a.m. Eastern. Woo! All right, catch you then. Night, everybody.
Bye, chat.
Hi.